Hey everybody, it's Dave here, Vikings First and SKOL. We are live at the 2-minute warning. It's not quite 2 minutes. JJ just threw another interception. This game's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. All right. Way to go, Minnesota. 4:50 left in the game. The Ravens are up 27-13, and McCarthy just threw his third interception of the day. I want to welcome everybody who's here already. You guys absolutely rock. We got Anthony. It's good to see you. We have Biggs is here. Yes. Biggs 1-5 Ravens, 8-7-5 Vikings. The NFL's rigged. All right. Yeah, Cole, there's been a lot of BS calls. I agree. But it is what it is, and we are what we are. So, I've got to get links out to everybody so they're ready when they get here. We'll see. Now, my question is, does Darren let the F-bombs fly? Is he going to do another one? I have not been drinking long enough, so I couldn't tell you. This game's frustrating. All right. JJ drops back, guns it to the right, and sails it over the head of Justin Jefferson. Yes, he does. All right, all right, all right. Here we go again. All right, let me move some of my screens out of the way so I can see what's going on. Yes, 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 yes. And here we go once again. JJ takes a snap, drops back, almost gets sacked, runs to the right, throws the ball, caught by Jalen Naylor down at the 11. All right. Should be a first down. 4 minutes, 32 seconds left. Hey, I may have given up on this game too early. Who knows? It's a blanket there, Anthony. Purple fur. And yes, I'm wearing my Bourbon Makes It Better shirt because we need something to do that. JJ's ran for about 2 yards. Ball's at the 5. KOC shouldn't be safe for next year. He needs to go. That's not going to happen there, Anthony. He is perfectly safe. We knew there would be growing pains. So, okay. I just got a message from Jonas. He's at his girlfriend's house, so we'll have to talk about this shit show without him. Okay. All right, here we go. Smith a little slow to get up. Too bad. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left. It's 3rd and goal. Minnesota's got the ball. Got to catch up on my bourbon. I should be drunk for this, but I'm not. Hey, it is what it is. All right, here we go. 3rd and goal from the 5. JJ's in shotgun. JJ takes a snap. JJ hopping around, looking for a receiver, and zips it into the stands. They're just about. Anthony says he's got about 30 blankets. How many turnovers, Big McGee? How many turnovers? What, there's at least 3, 4? Yeah, we're way behind on the turnover margin. 5, according to Mary. Yep. KOC. I don't know if KOC's called a bad game or it's been poorly executed, Anthony. KOC's not the one throwing interceptions or dropping kick returns. And here we go. Another illegal motion. by the offensive line. O'Neal with his second or third of the day. That's got to be what, like 7 or 8 of those today? Wow. You'd think we were in Baltimore. Hawk had one. Yeah. False start. Yes. Aren't part of growing pains. I agree, Ron. They are not. That shouldn't happen. And we've had a ton of them today. Absolute ton of them. Australian Scolger, it's looking that way, like we're not making the playoffs this year. I told Drewster yesterday we were at 4-4. We were on the edge. Touchdown. Jalen Naylor. Yes. Hey, 3 minutes, 23 seconds. There's still time for magic. Let's see. But at 4-4, we were on the edge. If we drop this one, we're drop off the edge. If we win it, we're in it. It was as simple as that. That was a nice pass by Mr. J.J. McCarthy. Nice catch by Jalen Naylor. Jalen Naylor's had himself a day. He has. And you are just a ray of sunshine today. 7 and 10. Australian Scolgers, yeah, we had to win at least the damn majority of them. Yeah, without a doubt. Let's see. And we're going for 2. And Justin Jefferson gets his head taken off. And no flag. Of course. Of course. We trail by 8. Yes, it is frustrating. Wonder why they went for 2, but okay. He's watching the whole way. He just zipped it high, expecting Jefferson to go up for it. That's what it looked like for me. All right, now, are we going to do a onside kick? Is the question. Has McCarthy been running for his life all game? Is Juergens playing well at center? McCarthy has not been running for his life most of the game, and it's Blake Brandel has been playing center. And he had a false start himself. So did J.J. McCarthy. How a quarterback can have a false start? We'll find out. All right, here we go. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the fourth. By my streaming on Sunday ticket, so I'm probably behind what most of you all are. Mary, why go for it for 2? I think because they wanted to win. And they did not go for an onside kick. There's flags down. I don't know what the flags are for. Landed it inside the reception area. It's got to be somebody moving. It's a blanket. Take it off. Yeah. Yeah, there should have been a couple of pass interferences. What was the penalty? And they're going to the JJ throw. That's a beautiful ball. He's had some good throws today, and he's had some ones that aren't good. Same as last week. Coach is coaching him up on the sidelines, which is necessary. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Ball is snapped. And Donovan Jackson takes it for about 6 yards. On a run. Keep the time ticking. Nope, timeout. Minnesota. 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Boy, my ESPN Gamecast is slow. All right, let's see. Flores, blitz. So predictable. Well, we'll see. That's how he makes his money. Mary says he expected J.J. McCarthy to be learning from each game. Well, hopefully he is. And Derrick Henry just got close to a first down, if not a first down. Ron said Jefferson also had 2 false starts. That's crazy. It's not like the guys that had false starts were all rookies. There were some all pros that did it. O'Neal had 2. And it's in our house. That's what gets me. It's in U.S. Bank Stadium. The crowd's on our side. The team has to be used to J.J. calling cadence by now, you would think. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left. 3rd and 1. Jackson under center. Hands off to the fullback. Ricard. He gets the first down. Rumbles for about 2.5 yards. Did they even train this week, or did they have a week off? I assume they did. KOC play calling was trashed. All those false starts. I think there's more than 6 there, Cody. Yep, just too many mistakes. Had to play clean football. That's the name of the game, Mary. That's the name of the game. And Cody, I disagree with KOC's play calling being trash. He's not the one throwing the interceptions or dropping kickoff returns. Or not catching touchdown passes. And here we go. Tackled about a half yard behind the line of scrimmage. Blake Cashman. Good. They come over. Well, I got plenty. I'm getting low on the bourbon, but I still have some. Got plenty of others. Plenty of Irish. So, 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Clock running down. 2nd and 10. Baltimore has the ball. Snap. Oh, dropped. Oh, picked up. Oh, gets 6 yards. Frickin' A. Come on. Just one of those days, guys. Just one of those days. It is. So. Cody, on 3rd and 1, you run the ball. Where he went deep, it wasn't a bad call, but he could have got it with a QB sneak because the center was open. That's what blows my mind. I've seen it a few times today. 3rd and short, and they don't put anybody over the center. All JJ has to do is line up, tap the butt of Brandel, and go. Hey there, Chuck. Oh, I forgot to put out a tweet. Oh, well. Hopefully everybody knows we're live. So, we'll see. Now, we're a commercial. All right. Naylor was great today. Shame he only had 5 targets. Was it only 5? I thought he had more than 5. Could be. Let's see. Let's look at the box score. Jalen Naylor, 5 targets, 124 yards. Yep. Dolphins found a way to beat Buffalo. Why can't we win? Hey, on any given Sunday, anytime they lose, KOC calls for and gets called for bad play calling. Yes, that's true. Our fan base does that all the time. Jets has not had a good day today. Not at all, Chuck. I agree. Wholeheartedly, he has not had one. But Jalen Naylor did. Wow. 5 receptions for 124 yards. Hey, J.J. McCarthy, 244 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. One of them wasn't his fault. The ball was already in the air when Justin Jefferson got tripped up. But, hey, it is what it is. It just, stuff happens. Do we like to see it? Heck no. And there's nothing on that play. Van Ginkel, the Gingster. I do like him. He is such a good outside linebacker / edge with the block. Love a pick 6 from him, but hey, we don't always get what we wish for. Let me move my lights a little bit. Here we go. That should be a little bit better. Boy, it looks like I'm not prepared. Not a professional at this. I try to be, though. I try to be. All right. Here we go. Mr. Price gets the ball about the 8. Juke, and he holds on to it this time. Gets it out to the 22. Hey, we could go down and possibly tie this up. Oh, there's a flag. Let's see what's the flag for. Holding on the kick return team. Yay, Minnesota. Oh, you gotta love this BS. Absolutely BS. All right. The Giants are up on the Bears, and they're showing Caleb Williams scampering in for a touchdown to win the game. Oh, now I got to hear this from Pay all week. Ha! 27-19 is your score right now. Minute 44 left in the fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10. Ball at the Vikings 8. They have 92 yards to go. JJ takes a snap, throws from the end zone, and zips it over Justin Jefferson's hands once again. But it looks like he nailed number 12 in the Nads. That was the zip high pass. It's fun. Listen, that's just a case of Dart out with a concussion and Russell Wilson sucks eggs. Yes, I'm sure he does. I'm sure they're pickled too. All right, JJ back in the end zone, scrambles out, has some running room, past the 20, past the 30. Dives at the 35. First down. All right. I'm assuming that's some sort of signal and not a celebration by JJ. He's doing the whole. All right. JJ's got the ball again, drops back, has time, throws it to TJ Hawkinson for a gain of 3.5. Ron, I have not heard anything on Jonathan Grenard. I do not have the volume up, but I have not heard anything, and I didn't remember seeing him come back in. JJ's got the balls, drop back, zips it down the field in front of Jalen Naylor, and it was too far in front of him. And JJ took a heck of a hit in the process. But, hey, it happens to the best of us. We shall see. All right. Here we go. JJ sucks? Question mark. Wonder who could have predicted that. I don't think he sucks. I think he's young, but I don't think he sucks. Dude's got an arm. Another false start. Yes. Chuck says nothing on K-Fan about Grenard being out still. Third one on Brian O'Neill. Great. This is freaking wonderful. We've had 13 penalties for 102 yards. Yes, Broski Bear, and congratulations on your win. Yes, it's getting to Oprah levels. JJ McCarthy runs and gets most of it back. 35 seconds left, 4th down and 4. Hey, Forlorn Hope. Cheers. Hope you're getting smashed today. Too many penalties, turnovers, undisciplined play. Yes. And we have another stoppage. What's this for? Timeout. Vikings were without timeouts. So, yeah, Blood Eagle Smeagol at home is crazy. TV to Hope. Dave, I give you express written permission to show the game. Yeah, I wish it worked. I could. That's bloody KOC offsides. All right, 21 seconds left. 4th quarter. We're 4th and 4. Have to go for the end zone here, or get close and go for the end zone because we need 8 points to tie. Ball's at the Vikings 40, so they got 60 yards. All right. JJ's back. He didn't see anybody open. He's scrambling a little bit. Turns around, telling everybody to go deep. And then he wings it short to Aaron Jones, who drops it. Yay. Yay. O'Neill's brace must be moving. Could be. And that is it, folks. Your Minnesota Vikings drop to 4-5 on the season. The Ravens win this one. 27-19 will be the final score. And since I missed the roll-in before, let's hit it now. Welcome to Vikings First and SKOLs, live at the 2-minute warning. Next. And here we are once again, and I'm waiting on Darren or Tyler to join me, since we already know that Jonas will not. Yes, Broski Bear, that happens. It does happen, unfortunately. But, hey, another learning adventure with your Minnesota Vikings. This is crazy. That's a good. I don't know about that dicey mixer, but it's quite possible. I can believe that. Interesting. Freddie says, "Oh my gosh." Why there, Freddie? Why do you say that? Makes last week upset less exciting. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, but that was inside the division. Anytime we beat division rivals, I'm cool with that. Chevy says, so many things to work on, and not many are JJ's. Well, JJ has some stuff to work on, but yeah, I agree. Vikings beat the Vikings today. RMR KOC got some soul searching. Yes, Vikings did beat the Vikings, and he needs to work on some discipline. If discipline's all falls under the head coach, which I slightly disagree with, he needs to work on that. It's a big chunk of the head coach's deal, but it is what it is. Darren went outside to make snow angels to cool down after this one. Peter, you may be exactly correct. It's cold here, but I guarantee it's way cold up in Yellowknife. It's good to see everybody that's here. Tony Mack says defense showed up, offense didn't. Defense showed up for a good chunk of it. There was times when they didn't. Nice, he says, we lost by 8 to a really good Ravens team. I don't think it's too bad, no. But we're supposed to be that good too. So, hey, it is what it is. Speaking of Snow Angel Man, how you doing, Darren?
Oh, not bad, Dave. Overall, could be better if it had been a Vikings win, but
oh, it'd been a lot better if it was a Vikings win, especially if they came back and won and had a little fourth quarter magic. It would have been sweet, but no.
No, I think just what we saw here is the difference between a team that has a quarterback who's very experienced and has had a ton of starts and is very talented and knows what he's doing out there, and another quarterback who's still finding his way. I think that's the big difference. I thought the defense played reasonably well in this one, a little bit gassed at the end, which is to be expected. And you can just kind of see, and yes, it'd be great to win because that keeps you in the playoff hunt and keeps you at pace with the other team. As was said by, I don't know who said of it, like Baltimore is a good team, a very good team, especially when Lamar Jackson is in there. So it's going to be a tough game no matter who you've got as a quarterback. But so there's, I don't know, like it's disappointing because once again, offense didn't really do squat until after that first drive. And that's kind of been a common thing in the 4 games that JJ McCarthy has been the quarterback. But on the other side of things, you got to look at we knew that there was going to be ups and downs. Unfortunately, there's been a bit more downs than ups, I think. But the chance for him to get in a 2-minute situation with the chance to tie the game at the end, that's good experience for him. Did he do it very well? No, it was a pretty poor 2-minute drill, but with the odds stacked against them, no timeouts and all that, not a long field to go to. You could kind of see late in the game, Dave, and I'm sure this is something Kevin O'Connell is going to probably mention, is that technique stuff. Like in the second half when things got away from the Vikings, it seemed like McCarthy was like really amped up and he was throwing a lot of fastballs and a lot of them to Justin Jefferson. And he needed to have more touch on those and a bit more arc. And he's airmailing stuff because he's trying to drill bullets in there all the time when that's not what the situation calls for. That's something we hope he gets better at, but I felt that was one thing. That was one thing I noticed in the second half in particular, where he's just airmailing and throwing the ball maybe a little bit too hard with not enough touch to give his receivers a chance to make the play. A lot of those balls that he's drilling in there, they didn't have a shot at making a play at all. He overthrows them or is way ahead of them. So that's the kind of stuff that hopefully can get cleaned up. And the 2 interceptions aren't great. The first one was not a great decision by him. The second one, you got one-on-one with Justin Jefferson, even though it's Marlon Humphrey, who's a really good corner. I think that's probably not a bad decision, but then Jefferson trips up, and then it's just an easy interception for Humphrey. would they have gone for it on fourth down if that goes incomplete? I don't know, but perhaps that was the thinking on that one. I would have. It's easy to say 2020 hindsight, of course, but that's a situation where, hey, do you bring Mason in, the power runner, and try to boom, get a 2-yard run to keep the chains moving, which he's very capable of doing. They didn't do that. They decided to take the shot, and it didn't work out for them. A lot of things didn't work out today. I don't know. What do you think is going on with the false starts? This was a lot of them today. I thought it was a bit of an issue last game. Just that it seems like, are the Vikings just not used to McCarthy's cadence, and they're getting?
You would think they're used to it by now.
That's the only thing I could think of when he is that he's canning stuff and he's using a cadence, and they just seem to be like a step ahead of him. It was weird.
Well,
but you're right.
Possibly, they have it all. But is he speeding up his cadence during games when he's amped, or is he slowing him down? But they should be in sync with that, I would think. And it's not like the whole line moves. It's just one guy will move on this one guy will move on that one guy. When you had Brandell move, that was because of him doing something weird. They didn't show the replay. And then, hey, J.J. McCarthy had his own false start.
Yes. You don't see that very often, especially on a shotgun situation. But Riley was in there saying that we needed the superstar Justin Jefferson today, and we didn't get it. Yeah, I think with a different quarterback in there, his stat line is a lot different in this game, and also the results possibly quite different too, because like I said, Lamar Jackson, just you'll look at his stat line, it'll be kind of like, he was not bad, but he was in control of the game. He knows where to go. He knows how to negate pressure looks and blitzes. He's got the answers to the questions that the Vikings defense are throwing at him a lot of times, just enough to keep the offense rolling and get those first downs going and get in position to either at least kick a field goal. And McCarthy, just against this defense and on others, he just isn't there yet. And we were hoping he'd be there right from the start. It has not happened. Hopefully he will get there at some point in the season. But I said several weeks back, we had to adjust our expectations on this Vikings team. And this was just another example of why we need to do that. And if we make the playoffs, that'll be kind of like a pleasant surprise. I don't think that's going to happen. But because J.J. McCarthy has to play a lot better than he has, and we haven't seen that. I thought this game was not the progress I was hoping for compared to last game. And I thought he played better against Detroit. Of course, we won a lot better against Detroit, even though stats-wise, you look at him, he threw for 240 yards and all that stuff, but he didn't even complete 50% of his passes today.
I didn't realize that. As far as the thumbnail will be changed as soon as we go off the air. I've got the new one. I just can't change it while we're live.
And Freddie talking about Hawkinson, please do something. You can't do anything.
There's a question mark on the win 2 in a row.
You can't do anything if they're not throwing the ball to you. And I suspect that, again, Hawkinson's being asked to stay in and chip and pass protect a lot more than he has in the past. What did he have today? 2 targets, something like that, and 1 catch.
I think he had 2 catches, but yeah, it was not good. All right. Let me bring in, not Jonas.
Tyler will be pleased, I'm sure.
Yes. There he is.
Hi.
Boy, you sound enthused.
No, this team is stupid. This team makes me want to drink a lot of alcohol. This team is just like, I don't think there's really any way to say it. I just don't think this team is very good, and it's pretty much self-induced all across the board. It hasn't been announced yet, but I think Renard Torres-Peck, I think he's going to be done for the year. That's just kind of my lean on it. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully I'm wrong and it's just like a couple week thing, but he didn't return to the game. It just bad across the board. You can't have 8 false start penalties in a game period, and you especially can't do it at home. And when you're talking about a young quarterback, this is one of those things that does not get discussed, is the little things in communication. Last week, we had the 2 missed handoffs where both guys went different directions. Communication is such a big thing, and not knowing the cadence well enough is a problem. We've seen that problem. We saw it in 2023 when you had the rotating door of quarterbacks. Everybody has a different cadence. Everybody has a different style, different enunciations. And oh my God, was it terrible? That just can't happen. And O'Connell's now going to have to spend a decent amount of the week fixing it going into next week's Bears game. And I just don't know what the deal was with a lot of the things today. Jalen Naylor might have been the only good player on offense. Like, for real. He was absolutely fantastic. I think there needs to be a deeper conversation about some of Kevin O'Connell's play calling on 3rd and 4th and short, but it needs to be nuanced. And I don't think anybody's ready to have that nuanced conversation yet, because it's not just as simple as, he just wants to throw it all the time on 3rd and short. Well, if you're going to go for it on 4th and short, it's good process to throw it and take a shot play. But we're all in our feels. We're all very frustrated. So we'll have that conversation at a different day. But Aaron Jones was running very well. I think he finished with 9 rushes for like 78 yards or something like that. He was playing good football. And
9 for 47.
It was only 47.
Mm-hmm.
They need to...
According to ESPN.
They need to figure something else out.
McCarthy had 48.
I thought McCarthy had some really good flashes and some really bad flashes. The mechanics got really brutal on a couple throws, missing Justin Jefferson on the sideline. You can't sail that football. And little things are going to make a difference to help improve that. We're on the rookie quarterback roller coaster. I don't care if JJ's in his 2nd year. He's a rookie quarterback. And we're dealing with all of those things. And it sucks. Brian O'Neill does not look healthy. He's getting walloped around the edge by Draymond Jones, who weighs close to 300 pounds. You can't be doing that. So I don't know I don't think there's a simple fix here. I think we're just going to have to deal with the fact that this team is going to be massively inconsistent. They can beat the Lions and then just absolutely lay a dud after the first drive to the Ravens. And we'd love for this team to make the playoffs. I think it's the way this team is inconsistent. It feels like a pipe dream. Okay, so this is going to be a popular topic. 1, thank you for the super chat. 2, no, this team should not be rebuilding. This team needs tweaks. And I know the word tweak in itself with the whole Mike Zimmer thing has a different connotation, but you look at this team, what are you just going to get rid of everybody? No, you make some changes to try and improve it. I mean, this team was also 7-10 without a consistent starting quarterback. And then the next year they won 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
We're not destitute. We're not the New York Jets. You just kind of gotta ride the damn roller coaster right now. And I'm not going to lie, it sucks. It is not fun to ride this roller coaster. I don't want to get back on it. But this is the path you chose. You knew that there were going to be ups and downs and just brutal stuff. They need to sit down and have a real heart-to-heart with some of their process and some of the, not play calling, but they need to have a conversation with McCarthy about, hey, maybe you need to, not try for the shot play. I thought that first interception where he's flowing up in the pocket, I thought that was absolutely terrible. Just try and run for the first down. You have the athleticism. You can out-leverage the linebacker. Just go get it. The second one, it was a 3rd and 1. You're probably going to go for it on 4th down. And guess what? You chuck it up to Jefferson in one-on-one coverage, and he falls down. You can't predict that. And he fell down after the throw.
Right.
I'm not going to.
The ball was already in the air. Yeah.
I'm not going to knock McCarthy for that. That just sucks. But it all adds up. And McCarthy's just not the guy right now. That doesn't mean he can't be. That doesn't mean he won't be good. But he played like a rookie quarterback today. Some really good stuff, some stuff that can be fixed with tweaking, and some stuff's like, all right, dude, what are you doing? And we're just going to have to keep riding that for a while.
I don't. He played like a young quarterback in his fourth game plays.
Was that not what you got out of that? Because I thought that's what I was saying.
Well, you said rookie one, and he's technically not a rookie, but he is.
I'm just going to keep saying rookie instead of first year starter. He's basically a rookie that sat for a year, you know?
But
you're just going to deal with
I saw a lot. I saw some better play. I thought he was played almost as well as he did last week, if not as well. It's just that the misses came at the wrong times, and then he was put behind the power curve with the false starts. And now is that on his cadence? That we do not know. We got to figure that one out. But he did make some good runs. He did make good decisions on quite a few things. Now, he should have ran up the middle on that first interception, without a doubt. I thought he should have taken some QB sneaks on third and shorts when they were wide open because there was nobody over the center, including on that shot play that got picked off because Jefferson got tripped up. It's just not everybody had a good day. Jefferson didn't have a good day. He dropped the one ball in the end zone, and he obviously fell on that other one. And then it's the only guy that had a really good day was Jalen Naylor.
No, just absolutely brutal stuff. I don't know. I just don't know what else you can do. This team they're just bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't mean they can't be good. But right now, this team isn't not a good football team. It is a team that can literally beat anybody and then just lay an absolute egg the next week. And that's
do enough to lose. Yeah, I think it's do enough to lose.
I'm not gonna be like, I know Big was
they
asking,
haven't been
like,
smoked in any game so far.
Is this time for rebuild? No. They need adjustments. They need to add talent at other spots, and they need to keep working with McCarthy on improving his process and improving his just throwing ability. But no, we're not talking about a team that needs to rebuild. We just kind of got to ride through it, and next year is hopefully the year where they make those necessary adjustments, and all of a sudden, hey, we could be looking at a really, really good football team. But it is what it is right now.
Now, we're getting running the ball. Running the ball, I thought was going well until we were from behind, and then KOC goes chase the score mode.
I thought that they got away from it a little bit in the first half too, but if you look at the running stats from the first half, they were pretty poor. We did not have very many positive runs, and then you did have penalties. Big issue for this offense with McCarthy, and anytime you get up and down quarterback play is, KOC talks about the importance of staying on schedule. Well, all teams say that, but inevitably most games you're going to get off schedule. Like there's going to be a negative play. There's going to be a false start. There's going to be a few penalties here in your offense that makes what was a 1st and 10, a 1st and 15, or not an advantageous run down and distance situation. And when we get in those with McCarthy's inexperience, we are in big trouble in an offense. We don't seem to be able to climb out of those. And again, that's something that hopefully he will get better at as he gets more experience, understands what defenses are doing to him, makes the right throws with the right touch, all of those things that he's not doing now on a consistent basis. Next year, we hope to see much more improvement on that, and even later this year. Mm-hmm. But it's not happening right now.
Biggs, thank you for the super chat. And how about removal of special teams coach and the line coach?
Everybody wants to fire everybody today. Last week it was a completely different story.
I think we can have the conversation about the the special teams coach.
I was going to say the line coach.
I know you have your own issues with Cooper, but I don't think it's all his fault. I didn't think the offensive line, other than the false starts, was poor. They O'Neal got worked a couple times on the edge, which was rough, but it's I just don't think you could put this on the offensive line. It's on so many other factors here. It's on the receivers not making plays. It's on the defense for allowing just like short conversions. They didn't really allow explosive plays, which is how this defense is supposed to be. But it's on so much more than the offensive line. So I think placing your blame on Cooper is, in this sense, I think would be a little bit misguided. I have talked about, hey, maybe there needs to be changes with the voices, not necessarily that they're bad coaches. And I thought maybe Cooper was somebody you could kind of maybe look to replace. But I think he's done a pretty good job. Just look at how much better Blake Brandel has been over the past few games. Like, that's a Chris Cooper thing. That is your Chris Cooper success project. And it's working. It's working really well. And I think the one guy that you need to talk about replacing is Wes Phillips, because some of this, his responsibilities are game planning, play design, and right now this stuff just is not working. And we can talk about O'Connell, but then every time when you go look at the All-22, it's like, hey, this stuff is open. It's there. And these guys aren't hitting it. That's the big problem. It's not what the coaches are doing to put the players in position. It's the players not putting themselves in the right spots to make those plays. And to me, that's the big thing.
It's the players, not the plays.
Yeah. I think O'Connell deserves plenty of criticism. But I think overall with his play calling, I think it's more on the players than himself. I do think he gets into traps. I'm not going to come in here and say he's perfect. He had a couple of those today. Like the third and fourth and short where they threw both times. Both plays in a vacuum, I think, are fine, but I think it speaks to the bigger issue where, hey, maybe one of those should be a run instead of just both of them being a pass. But it's obvious he just doesn't trust the run game with this team. And where does that come from? And I think that might be the root of where you have to fix. And my guess is that that's Wes Phillips.
Interesting. Now, Jose says 7 false starts at home is, I think there was 9 total, but 7 is a head coach problem. Do you agree with that?
What's a head coach problem?
The false starts.
No, I think it's JJ McCarthy missing 6 weeks and not really the offensive line not understanding the cadence problem. Now, if we find out that O'Connell asked them to change the cadence or they did something to mess with it, then I think we can talk about it being a head coach problem. But I think it's just a chemistry thing.
And this is the second week in a row the same old line played.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I think it's a listening to McCarthy and having an understanding of what he's trying to do with the cadence and them just not having enough knowledge about it, which when you have Carson Wentz for 5 weeks and then that not including the bye week, that's something big to change from. And that's one of those things that we don't necessarily think about being a problem, but when it is, it's a disaster. And that's what we saw today.
Interesting. What else did you notice today?
I noticed, I think we just have to talk about the body weight rule. The body weight rule sucks. The Vikings they got a huge benefit from it last week against the Lions. It sucked then, even though I thought it was the right call. It sucks with Dallas Turner and being on the other end of it, and I thought it was the right call. To me, the body weight rule needs to have intent. It needs to be, you are driving that guy into the ground. That was just a tackle.
It was a picture-perfect tackle.
And I think
that's one of those plays that you should be able to use replay assist on, because it is hard to always see intent in real time. But guess what? You can tell intent if the guy's got his head down and his shoulders going right into it. Otherwise, Turner's basically just giving him a bear hug. I hate the rule. I understand why it's in place, but I think intent needs to be a part of the discussion, and they need to find a way to kind of eliminate that fact where if it's just a normal tackle, it's okay. Whereas if it's intent, there's a whole different story here. And
that's why they put the rule in place to like penalize a guy who's clearly going out of his way to injure the quarterback and drive him 10 feet into the ground. But then you put the actual rule in place and what constitutes putting weight on a quarterback. And then by the letter of the law, you have to call everything that happens in that case a penalty, which is what happened with Turner. Turner's going in. He's got Lamar Jackson on him. You don't know what Lamar Jackson could juke you out of your jock, and you're trying to get him down. And as you take him down, then you're asking him, "Oh, you got to turn to your side a little and not put your weight.
You got to put the pillow under the back of his head and get the blanket."
Very difficult to ask any defensive player to do that in real time.
Mm-hmm. Now, thank you, Anthony, for the super chat, guys. Why is Jefferson having a bad year? That's a good question.
I think this was a bad game, and I think some of it just has to do with quarterback play. Quarterback's just not getting him the ball enough, and I think that's just going to continue to be a problem until they kind of get things figured out. My guess is he's going to probably have 10 catches for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns next week, because they're going to be like, hey, we need to get Jefferson more involved because he's the best player on our football team, and they're going to do what they can to get him involved. Now, will it work? We'll find that out later. But to me, it's just
12 passes, 13 passes his way. They tried to get him involved. It's just that the ball's sailing. The ball's nowhere near Justin Jefferson a lot of the time today, anyway. And yeah, Tyler, you're 100% correct. Me and Dave talked about this on the show yesterday. This is all quarterback as to why Jefferson's numbers aren't what they normally are. Otherwise, look what he's done with Cousins and Darnold the rest of his career. Lights out. So it ain't because he's playing bad, although he didn't play great today. It's the quarterback you've got that you're working with. You can't throw yourself the ball.
Mm-hmm. Biggs, thanks for the super chat. After the interceptions, JJ just walking after?
So the first one, I don't have a problem with, because he knew that he touched the guy, and what's the point? If you know you touch the guy, the play's over, it's going to come back. Don't put yourself in harm's way, especially because you can get blindside blocked and all of a sudden your season may be over. So whatever. The second one to me was, hey, it was partially like it looked really lazy, and I think it was, but he's also trying to prevent the guy from getting backside on him and trying to funnel him over to one side. And by playing it slow, because you could tell Marlon Humphrey was also playing it slow. Felt like a game of cat and mouse there. So I'm not willing to put all the onus on him. It looked really, really bad. But I think with him, there was a little bit of strategy in there where we can alleviate some of the blame. But it would be nice to see him a little bit more engaged in that moment, where I think it was a good strategy to try and funnel him to the short side and then make it easier for guys to come in and take him out. But the optics are terrible. They're absolutely terrible.
Hey, I would like to see Isaiah Rodgers try to actually tackle somebody.
Hey, he did that Lamar Jackson sweep inside the 10-yard line. He was the one who got the tackle, got Lamar Jackson and like almost flipped him.
He popped his head up by mistake at the right time. That's how he made that.
Darren, you're hating like you're a BC Lions fan right now.
Delton says our crowd was terrible. How was it terrible, Delton? They were loud all day.
I mean,
your team has to give them something to get loud about.
Yeah.
Come on.
But they were loud almost the entire game.
If you watch that fucking thing for that performance for 3 quarters like they did, you'd be quiet too and sitting on your hands. I know I was at home. Let's be realistic about the criticisms that we're making here. Like, I get it. Everybody's pissed. It was a terrible game. We'll have to move on. Next week might not be any better. This is where we're at.
Yeah, but next week's the Bears.
Oh yeah, well, I am liking the Bears coming into to US Bank on, like, what is it, a 5-game winning streak or whatever it is. They're ripe to get disappointed. But
I'm gonna pop out for a second. The KOC giving an update on Grenard.
Oh yes, very important.
Hold on. He said that Grenard will get assessed today and tomorrow for the left shoulder injury. So being called a shoulder and not a pec to me is a huge win. We'll see what that means.
It depends
but he
how
looked
badly it's damaged.
It also depends on what in the shoulder was damaged. If it was just an AC joint sprain, which is like a 0 to 4 week injury. I mean, Aaron Jones suffered an AC joint sprain last week and played today. So we'll kind of see. But the fact that he didn't say pectoral to me is a win. Because I thought, looking at how he was hanging his arm and looking at the fact that he was like laying with his arm extended out, like, and just a lot of pain, I thought it was a torn pec. But so
did anybody see what happened there? Like, that was the play where he didn't quite catch Jackson, and then they didn't show a replay on it. I know he dove, but I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I think he dove and he landed on his shoulder. I thought initially maybe he dove and like extended his arm out and to try and trip Jackson, but then Jackson's legs were so powerful it pushed the arm, and that's what did the damage, which is one of the reasons why I thought pectoral. I don't really know for sure. Just brutal across the board. I will say the defense didn't really take a step back without Grenard, which I think was really nice to see. Like, they didn't just collapse without him, and he's their best defensive player by far. So
yeah,
kudos to them for like holding steady enough to allow the offense to come and try and win the game. Well, and then the offense just stunk. So what can you do?
Yeah, but to lose Grenard for any amount of time would be massive, because you're right, best defensive player we got, I think, and he's equally good rushing the passer and defending the run, I think. So you really lose out both ways when he's not in there. If he's going to miss multiple games, yay, Dallas Turner gets more reps. Hopefully he'll do something with them. Like you said, he did some encouraging things today when he played. But anyway.
Charm City, I've seen you and some of your other fans in the chat, and hey, good for you. Now go beat the Steelers.
Yeah. As much as we talk about the Vikings suck, Baltimore did a great job. They were consistent.
And they're finally healthy. We knew they were a good team coming into this game, and then it would be a test. And it was. Wish we'd played better. But
no shit, right? Brutal game. A lot to look at. I thought Jalen Redmond was good again. Thank God. I love Jalen Redmond so much. That dude just absolutely rules at football. Overall, they got a lot to figure out, a lot to fix. And there's no magic button here. We're gonna have to deal with the roller coaster and hope they kind of get on a run and figure it out. We thought, hey, after that first drive, all right, let's go. We felt like, okay, this team is kind of figuring it out a little bit, and then you went on the roller coaster with the young quarterback, and that's just gonna keep happening.
It will. We talked about it with Bo Nix, I think, yesterday as well.
Yeah. Bo Nix bad. I don't care. Bo Nix bad. Bo Nix is a Sean Payton merchant. I will be proven right. I was proven right with Mac Jones. I'm going to be proven right with Bo Nix. So, a former player on a, I think I can't remember what podcast it was. I quote tweeted it. Said that, like, tried to compare him to Trevor Lawrence. Like, Trevor Lawrence is this old quarterback. Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix were in the same recruiting class. And Trevor Lawrence has been in the NFL for longer than Bo Nix. And he's 3 months older. Like, no, Bo Nix bad. But I got to take off. I have a lot of work to do, as you can imagine. We're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow night. Real Forno Show, 6:05 Central.
We do that. Tonight I got to record the Fans First Football Show. And we'll be back tomorrow with Tyler. And Darren, you'll be working on notes for this next week. It's too old.
I will. Dave,
I want a Grey Cup preview from you, Darren. Montreal and Saskatchewan. Let's go.
It's what everybody was hoping for.
I wanted BC in that game, but I want a BC Hamilton. That's what I really wanted. So
you did not get it.
No.
Well, folks, thank you for hopping in the chat. We appreciate it. Big saying, Tyler, Nix is good.
Yeah, and that's like calling hemorrhoids good. I'm sorry.
With that, what do we say, gentlemen?
SKOL Vikings.
SKOL Vikings.
What we're saying.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and share this episode with your friends and even your enemies. We'd love it. Thanks for watching Vikings First and SKOL. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you. SKOL.